Hello, everybody. Welcome to a live stream from Wized. I'm Joe, and I'm here with Julian from Memberstack, and we are going to announce the winners of this epic SaaS competition. We've been talking about this for weeks. We've had plenty of live streams. We got super excited about all the submissions, and we have the top 3 projects. So I'm really excited. Julian, how are you feeling about these winners? How are you feeling about this whole competition here?
Hello, Joe. Thank you for having me. And I am excited, as I was last time, maybe a little bit more, because we're finally getting into who won. And we talked quite a bit last time about overall thoughts on the competition. So I won't get too deep into that. But I will say the judging was not easy for myself. And I don't think it was easy for any of the other judges. Personally, I just made my list, looked at it. Then I realized another one needs to be higher up. Then I looked at that. Another one needed to be higher up. This was not easy whatsoever. Everyone, amazing job. Like, this could have gone so many different ways. So many who didn't win could have won, but the winners as well, just you'll see who they are. I think we're all going to want to use all of their products, plus the people who didn't win. And really, like I said last time, I'm hyped. Amazing job to everyone. These products are awesome. I'm excited to use them. I think everyone has now gotten their discount codes as well for both Memberstack and Wized. So if that's the case, they can go live. And out of Memberstack and FinSuite, some of you will probably be having your first customers.
That is just so great to hear. I love all the submissions, all the people that got involved here. I'd love for the chat to say if you were involved with the competition or you're just here to see who won. I want to see some of these creators come out in the chat here and say, hey, I built this product. Go ahead. This is a time for you to just share your product, get people clicking on it, maybe get your first few users here. And I also want to say hi to the chat, right? We forgot to do that. So please say hello, say where you are from. Julian, where are you right now?
I am in a village in Serbia, and I'm in an office without air conditioning. So it's really hot out here. I think most of Europe is pretty dang hot these days. Where are you at,
Wow.
Joe?
Okay. Well, I'm in Mexico, also hot, but I don't think as hot as you right now. So let's go to the audience here. Let's see. We have Pierre in the house. Hello, Nelson, with support. Thank you, Nelson. We have Sammy. We have David Vogue. We have Mohammed. We have Anoy, and we have Nick Byron. Hello, we have David from France, Sylvan from Rotterdam, the Will Be from San Francisco. Hello, Pierre from France, Danny from Spain, all over the world, as usual. Absolutely love it. So great. Let's get into this. Julian, can you explain to the audience here how this stream is going to work? How are we going to do this? How will we announce the winners here?
Yep. So what we're going to do is, I think very, very shortly, we're going to ask you who you would give your third place to, and we want to hear some of your answers. And from there, we are going to announce who it is that's in third place, show them, talk a little bit about them, and then also talk a little bit about their first day update so that everyone can see where they got to from day one to the last day of the competition. And then we're going to repeat that as well for second place and first place. After that, we're going to talk a little bit about just closing thoughts on the winners as a whole. And then we're going to mention something that may excite some of you, probably will. And then, yeah, that is it for the stream. So it's going to be an action-packed one, but not a very long one.
That's what I like. Action packed, not long. So, is there a list? Is there a list where people can go and see all the submissions? Maybe people who are just coming in for the first time, where we can see some of the projects that were submitted.
So there is actually the thread of submissions in the Memberstack community Slack. I would like to make this public and actually put it live on a page. That should be coming soon. But in the moment, I could very quickly grab a link for that and send it. As long as the link works, everyone should be able to see all of the submissions. That should be delivered in just a couple seconds. There we go. All right, there it is. Let me grab the link and send it over to the chat. There we
Great.
go. I think at least a decent bit of us here are in, actually here. I've sent it in this guest chat. Whoever sees that, send it publicly. I don't think I'm able to.
Great. Okay, so we have a list coming here in Slack. We already see a lot of you have been active in the competition, so already knows a lot of the submissions here. So let's now go and talk about third place. Who do we think
Yep.
is coming in third place? Let's bring up some guesses here in the chat here. And third place, what is third place, second place, first place? Everybody has benefits here. Everybody's getting something. And the idea here is that you could use some of this money and your free membership, your subscription to both Memberstack and Wized to continue your idea forward.
So let's see. Who does everyone think we've got in third place? I currently can't see because I've got third place ready to show, but let's hear it.
Okay, great. Well, no comments in the chat. Guessing for third, second, and first, or just third to begin with. So let's go and show third place here.
All right, let's see. Listening for that. So in third place, who we have is a very, very well-built product that I've already signed up for a subscription for, and that is Sending Flow. So here, if we can get my screen sharing, again, I can't see, but Sending Flow, we talked about it a good bit as well on the last stream. It is email automation for Webflow, which is something that is sorely, sorely lacking from our community. We're forced to use some other third-party tools without native integrations. This is something that I remember back in my agency days, clients always had, I guess, an issue with or something they were always wondering about. And I wish Sending Flow existed at that time, but it didn't. And here we are now. Sending Flow is live, ready to use. I personally have signed up for it, and I'm excited to start sending out emails. And something that I wanted to show from Sending Flow is what we have here in their first day update. If I can drag this, it seems to be kind of stuck. Hopefully we can see it. Wow, this actually got stuck at the top of my screen. I've never seen that before. Anyways, can we see what I've got zoomed in over here?
Yeah, looks good.
Joe? Beautiful. All right, so don't know why I was doing this. Doesn't matter. So the reason why I wanted to show this is because this is basically the plan that was listed from day one, and something that made me laugh that I think a lot of us are going to be able to relate to, but it's a good lesson, is this. So I'm looking down, and this is clearly a dialogue between the two people working on this. And down here, we've got this sentence here, which says, "No graphs, please," in bold. The reason that made me laugh is because shortly after that, there's another one right here that says, in all caps, "No graphs, please." And beside that just being hilarious, it captures something really, really important. When you're building something like this in such a short period of time, you need to look at the things that are important and the things that are not. So something we say at Memberstack, and everyone has it just ingrained into their brains, both with work and in daily life, is simple first, powerful later. When you're building something now, what you want to do is build something that works and that does the job. You don't need all of these fancy graphs. You don't need all of this stuff. If you've got 2 weeks to build something, no graphs, please. So, besides our saying we have at Memberstack, I think I'm just going to start saying no graphs, please, and hope that they understand what I'm talking about. But yeah, Sending Flow, I'm hyped to use it. Joe, do you have any thoughts on Sending Flow? Anything that you want to say about it while we're talking about it?
Yeah, well, I love that it's a really useful product that can be used on client websites for agencies and freelancers, right? This can help unlock a new functionality that just wasn't there yet. So I love the relatability of this and just how useful it is. So great job to Sending Flow. Love this. And I really want to see you take this to the next level, right? This is ongoing development here. Good job.
Yeah, same. What we have is, and I think this is the path that anyone should take while building a product. They've done what needs to be done. They're checking to see if this is a problem that people in the community are willing to pay for. I'm quite confident that it is, but there aren't all of these crazy, crazy features built into it yet. It does what it needs to do, and it does it well. And that's what you should do. Build it, test it, and expand on it from there. I'm really excited to see more of the Webflow specific features that are built into this as time goes on. So great job to the team that built this, to Petite Hack, and just a round of applause for me. I hope some other people are clapping with me. And with that being said, we can move on to number 2. So I'll give you a chance if anyone wants to guess who number 2 is. We'll give you a couple seconds here in the chat to drop who you think it's going to be. And then after that, I will move on to their site. So let's hear it.
All right, number 2, getting up there. I love the idea that the apps that are being built here can be used for our agency, right? At FinSuite, we're already looking at these apps that are built by solo creators, thinking we can use these for all of our client sites or some of our client sites. That kind of relatability. I just said this, and I said it in with Sending Flow, but this kind of relatability, understanding the pain points of agencies and end users of Webflow, and trying to capitalize on that with an application. I think all 3 people in these top 3 are really hitting that. So I love to see that. So let's get into number 2 here. Julian, who do we have at number 2?
All right, so the drums are rolling, and number 2 is another one that's really well built, again, by an agency. So barely hear the drums. There we go. In second place, we have Studio Form Pro by BMG. And Studio Form Pro, first of all, I just want to say, whoever is designing all of this, just hats off to you, because everything looks absolutely beautiful. And then moving on, what Studio Form has done here is they've solved a very specific thing in a very elegant way. So I've used so many multi-step form solutions. I'm sure a lot of you have as well. And how smooth the forms from Studio Form are it's just ridiculous. I can't explain it. There's a lot of other stuff going on under the hood, I believe specifically for enterprises, that I can't speak on, but it is just so, so, so well done. This is something that I could see myself using in a ton of projects, especially if I was working for clients. This is something I would use on almost every project, and it just does what it's supposed to do so, so, so well. So hats off to this. Anyone who's had to deal with multi-step forms in the past, you probably know how much of a pain it can be. And not only is Studio Form going to get you what you need to have in your site, but it's just going to make it that much better, and you have full customization control. Really great product here. Really great job to the team who built it. And something I want to specifically mention about them is their attention to detail in everything. So with the fact that this is a 2-week competition, there are going to be bugs. There are going to be things that weren't done as they were supposed to be done, that are half in the works. But as we can see here in Studio Form, everything that isn't live yet is grayed out. And if I hover over it, it has this little disabled thing showing me that I can't use it. Just the attention to detail is really well. And I believe that this is possibly one of, if not the most just polished and launched ready submissions that we've had. So really amazing. And something that I want to show as well from them in their first day update is right here, as we can see wireframes. So anyone here who's worked on a lot of projects, you can see sometimes the amount of time that it takes between wireframes and finished site. And that's just for marketing sites. But when you're building a full product in here, to go from this to the finished job in that amount of time, not to mention while probably also juggling client projects and other internal ones, is insane. And I hope what this shows people is, so Memberstack, we've built our product to make it so that anyone can go in and use it really quickly, really easily, right away with what we do. Wized, I've talked to a lot of people who basically saw this big, 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 great wall at the start and then just backed out. But for everyone, including myself, who didn't back out and just overcame that great wall, once you knock it down, there's no more wall. You know what it is that you can do. And these people doing this in 2 weeks, I hope shows that, because I think some of our winners here haven't even used Wizd before this competition, if I'm not wrong. Not BMG. They know what they're doing, but some of the other ones. So anyways, Joe, anything that you want to say on BMG, on Studio Form Pro, on our number 2 submission here?
Yes, I love Studio Form. I'm bringing back the relatability. Just yesterday, I was on a sales call and literally sent them to Studio Form. Sent them to Studio Form. Introducing them to set up a meeting because I know that Studio Form will validate their enterprise use case. And they do have an enterprise use case, right? Really specific form flow where they are sending requests at each step of the form, dynamic data and requests at each step. So I know Studio Form can handle that. And it's just that relatable, right? It's something that we could actually start using tomorrow. Once that app is done, finished, working live, it's valuable. So great job to the entire team behind Studio Form. That one is very exciting for me. And I want to go through the prizes. Each step gets a prize here, and this is going to go really nice up to the first step here. Third place got 500 cash. So sending flow 500 cash for that third place. Great job. Second place, Studio Forum. We just looked at 1,000 cash plus the launch support. We're here. I mean, really, any product that was submitted. If you need any of our help throughout your launching or anything, just send us a message. I know the Memberstack team and the Wiz team will be here ready to help you. And that brings us up to first place, which we're going to get to at $2,000 cash. And that is a nice chunk of change to go and get started here, start to make some investments in your application. So, Julian, as we're working up to first place here, what are you thinking? I love how our watcher count is also increasing and increasing. People are getting excited for this first place announcement here.
First place. Yeah. I am really, really excited as well for first place, and trying to figure out how to explain this without spoiling the surprise. But there's something as well with first place, something that the maker themselves, the builder themselves, had to, I guess, overcome or deal with while they were building it, which I think is going to be really, really inspiring to. I know for a fact it was to me and the other judges, and I think it will be as well to everyone else who's here, especially if there's anyone here who hasn't pulled that trigger yet and tried to build a product with these tools. So we're going to get to that in a second. And yeah, all of you who have submitted, and especially all of you who have won, I see very, very, very bright futures for you. And I'm just excited to use your products. So with that being said, while I'm talking here, if anyone wants to drop in the comments who they think is going to be the number one, go for it. But if not, and you're just ready for the surprise, then in that case, we can get to the drum roll and see the very exciting first place that we have. So in first place, very, very excited for the product and the person who built it. So what we've got at number one is AB Wise. So I'm going to pull that open right now. And this is a product which, when William, the one who created it, sent it, I had absolutely zero hope that this could be done in 2 weeks. And I'm a pretty optimistic fellow, but I didn't believe it. And I was proved wrong. This product, we showed it off as well in the last video. And not only is the product itself A/B powered, or that's very confusing, AI powered A/B testing. Not only is that really, really cool. But the onboarding that you go through to make it happen is, I want to know where the inspiration for this came from, because I've never seen anything so good in my life. You essentially enter in your website right here. It's going to show you your website, talk about your business, generate variants. You add it to your site, and then you sign up. And the whole thing is just so well. I'm super, super excited to see this come through. Now, this product itself is less launch ready in the sense that there are more bugs. The marketing website itself needs a bit more work, so on and so forth. But the core feature that this is centered around, like I said, the fact that it was done that fast. And just to emphasize that, I want to show off what was sent in William's day one update. What we have here is essentially the plan for how this is going to work. And looking at this, to me, I just think, what what is any of this? How is it going? And the way that this was planned was so well done. I believe as well that William hadn't used Wizd, perhaps not even Memberstack, but I'm not quite sure, before this, let alone all of this crazy AWS stuff and making this happen. And it is just so well done. If I was wearing 10 hats, I would take them all off for you, William. The fact that you were able to do this, and what I was saying is really inspiring, is not only was this built in that long, not only did he learn all of these tools in that amount of time, he also had a 1 week old baby when the competition started and was having to deal with that. As someone with two young kids myself, I know how difficult that can be to focus. So if you're doing some, work that you already know all about, that's one thing. But when you're trying to learn not just one, not just two, but like five new tools and new concepts, and to deliver a product in 2 weeks, is just ridiculous. I can't believe that this was done. I am so excited to see this in its polished form. I'm hoping the prize and the launch support will help bring it to that point. And Joe, is there anything that you have to say as well here about AB Wise, about how William managed to figure all this stuff out, as well as with having a 1 week old baby with him? What are your thoughts on that?
Well, it's certainly inspiring. And I hope that William has inspired other people through that project. Really, I hope everybody that was part of the entire competition has inspired the entire community. Um, it's so impressive what we're able to build in this amount of time. So yeah, I think this product has the potential to be an A/B test leader in the Webflow space. I think it's absolutely possible to become the leader, right? You can come up with your own kind of flow. You can come up with your own business logic inside your application. You can do all of these things with these tools and really craft the exact experience that you want. So with the resources, I really think, yeah, William can take this to the next level and it can really be a hit. So great job. So impressed, really, with everybody, right? First, second, third. And like you said in the beginning, we wish that everybody could have won here because there were so many really impressive submissions that were just so interesting. So, yeah, I give this a double thumbs up. Really do.
Yeah. I just, at the start of this competition, I was thinking that there are maybe at the end of it going to be, five, six, seven good submissions at the end, and that it'll be a fairly easy choice. It was not. There were a lot of really, really, really quality submissions, and quite a few of you easily could have made it into the top three. But with this level of quality and the amount of people who did manage to finish at the 2 weeks, it's tough. But that being said, I mean, my final thoughts on this as a whole are just, I'm really, really happy with it. Something, I guess, from our side that I can say is, we really wanted to show you a couple things from the start with this. One is how you can build and launch a business quickly by using the power of Memberstack to get all of that crucial stuff set up and to manage your members in a scalable way. And along with that, how you can use Wizd, how you can overcome that initial learning barrier to essentially be able to do anything that you want on the web, to build any form of web app. And not just from what I've heard from all of you in the competition, but from what I've heard from others in the industry, other people talking. That has been understood. And I'm super happy with that from our standpoint. Now, from your standpoint, you as in the competitors, everyone, I hope that this was, and I'm sure it is, invaluable to you in the sense that we gave you that little push to build something that you probably had absolutely no idea you were capable of before. And if you're freelancers, if you're agencies, I'm sure your rates are going to go up. I'm sure your confidence is going to go up. And I'm sure your portfolio is going to be a million times better. And I hope this competition has helped with that. Honestly, I'm just so happy and in a million ways with how this went. And so regarding this competition, Joe, give me your final thoughts.
Well, this one's over, but when we see this type of success, we have to do it again. So we're really happy to say that next year we will have another competition. It may be exactly the same. It may be similar with some changes and optimizations. We don't know when it's going to be, but it will be. And ideally, really make this a yearly thing. This was a huge success. We want to see this again, and we want to inspire more people. So Julian and the Memberstack team came to us asking, "Hey, you want to do this again?" And we had a unanimous yes on the Wiz side. So I think you can expect to see more things Memberstack and Wiz in the future. Julian, how does that make you feel?
That makes me feel great. I was
Yeah.
so happy to be able to watch all of this take place. And the only thing that wasn't good about this competition for me was that it took my time away from building with Memberstack and Wiz. I'm actually not kidding. The only reason I'm excited it's over is because I can get back into that. I'm so excited to see this next year as well. Like I said, we didn't know what this was going to turn into. We had absolutely no idea. And so it was announced with a short period of time. So hats off to the people who managed to change up their schedules, but to take off, you know, the majority of your time for 2 weeks with that short notice isn't easy. So you're going to have a lot more notice next time around. And I hope that's going to lead to more people being able to prepare, hopefully for it being a little bit less hectic. And yeah, I'm really excited to do this again. And finally, I want to say, while we're planning out what the next one is going to be, any feedback that you have on this competition would be greatly, greatly appreciated, positive or negative, to know what aspects we should keep, what aspects we should try to replace. So, yeah, just this one, I'm thrilled. And the next one, I'm even more thrilled for.
Me too. And we're going to continue this conversation online. Let's bring up a comment from Pierre. Can someone share the Twitter handles of all the winners so we can follow their future builds and work? We are going to be advertising, featuring, tweeting out, Xing out, whatever we want to socially do for these people to make sure that you can follow them and they get that type of promotion that we promised in the beginning of this competition. So, absolutely, as a start, follow Memberstack, follow Wiz, and we are going to be really advertising these projects now and hopefully in the future, right? We can just continue advertising the success of anybody that was part of this competition. So if you built your product and you continue your product and you see success, let us know. We can feature it. We can socially share it. We can do anything here to help you get to that next level. So thanks for that call out, Pierre. We will be on that and you will be able to follow these creators. This seems like the end of the stream here. We have you in and out in 30 minutes. You said it in the beginning, action packed and short. So there we go. Julian, any final comments here as we are leaving?
Nope. One very quick thing is just seconding what you were saying. Everybody here, as you're continuing to build your product, share it publicly, go on X, tweet about it, and tag us. It benefits us to share your product. So please continue to do that, whether you won or not, or weren't even in the competition. We want to help you.
Thank you so much. Everybody, have a great rest of the day. Stay updated, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you so much. Bye, everyone, and great job again.